Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see by the title of this video, this is kind of like a apartment, home, flat kind of interior hacks, tips and tricks, styling type video. So I really wanted to make one of these videos because if you guys have been following me for a little bit now on my channel, you guys will know that I am obsessed with interior styling and kind of just making your home look really well presented, and just, yeah, it's just a place that you would want to come home to and a place that you're proud to call your own. So I kind of came up with a list of some tips and tricks that I followed when I was kind of setting up my home and kind of like decorating it and organizing it. Obviously I am no expert, but this is just the stuff that I do to kind of get my home looking its best. I do actually have an apartment tour on my channel, so if you missed that video, I'll link it down below and I'll link it in the eye. We have since changed a few things in our flat, which I kind of update you guys in my vlogs and on my Instagram. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw that in there. And yeah, I have gotten a lot of compliments on my home, and a lot of people, when they come around, they say it's really nice and that we've decorated it really well. So yeah, I really wanted to make this video just to encourage you that no matter what your space is like, whether you have like a 4-bedroom house or whether you just have like a 1-bedroom apartment or like a studio, that there are some ways that you can decorate it to make it look really put together. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. I have written all my tips down in this YouTube book. 9 tips that I have written down in here that I wanted to share with you, just to kind of help you guys along, whether you are like looking at moving out and have no idea where to start with decorating, or whether you've been renting or you've owned your own home for ages but you just kind of want to improve the way that it looks. So the first thing I've written down is color schemes and themes. Now I think color schemes and themes for your place and for different rooms is very important, because it kind of helps to like tie everything all together and make it look kind of as clean and nice and polished, I guess. Helps to keep everything consistent. So whether that is you want to go for like a more black, white and grey with a pop of colour, or whether you want to go like quite bohemian and beachy, whether you want to go for like woods, whites, naturals and greens, it's completely up to you. If there is a certain colour that you like, I would suggest starting there. So for example, if you say that you love the colour pink, research what colours look really nice with pink, what colours look good together, what woods you want to go for. So whether you want to go dark wood or light wood or just white wood, you just want to make sure that you're getting all your furniture and all your pillows, all your decor pieces that kind of surround that color scheme. So every room in our house kind of has a different color scheme, which I think sometimes can be really fun, because then it's not just the same old thing that you see when you're walking between each room in the house, if that makes sense. So that kind of brings me on to my next tip, which is more about the researching side of things. So you want to look on Pinterest, you want to look on YouTube for like home decor type videos, and you want to watch a lot of moving vlogs. I find these very helpful because they kind of show you what color schemes people are going for and how they work in their home and how they kind of style different spaces, and it just kind of helps you to kind of get ideas and be creative, and it kind of helps you to create like a mental vision board of what you want certain rooms in your house to look like. So my next tip is about storage. So you want to create as much storage in your place as possible. Get creative with this. So I know that for Phil and I's flat, we do not have a lot of storage in this flat. We have 2 wardrobes, so we have one for me and one for Phil, and then our kitchen has just like the standard amount of cupboards, and we have a pantry, and our bathroom cupboard is really small. You kind of want to make use of what you've already got and kind of add to it, if that makes sense. So basically, if you can put shelves on the walls, put shelves on the wall, because then you've got that extra layer of space where you can store things, so it's not getting as crammed and crowded. 3-tier stands are a really good good idea. So whether that is in your pantry, whether that is in your bathroom cupboard, or whether that is just like a shelf that goes over the microwave, so you've got like the ground layer and then you've got that layer on top of that shelf that goes over the microwave, maximize the amount of space that you have. I know with Phil and I, in our wardrobes, we both have a set of drawers. So I have like a smaller set of drawers that I've stacked on top of each other, so that helps me have a little bit more storage in the wardrobe. Under the bed is a really great place that I feel a lot of people forget about when they're trying to store things away. So Kmart do some really nice like flat under the bed like storagey bin type things. I'm sure a lot of places will do them, but basically you can store clothes in them, you can store shoes in them. Get creative and try and use as much space as possible to store things under the couch. I have done a whole like organizing and decluttering my beauty drawer and the bathroom cupboard, so if you missed that, I'll leave that down below. My next tip is to use the walls and on top of cupboards. So again, this kind of goes along with like storage, but also with decor pieces. On top of cupboards or like on top of bookcases are really great to sit decor items or to sit plants. On the walls, I think it is great to put artwork. So as you can kind of see in the bedroom here, we have a koala print over here, and then we have a floral print on this side, and it just kind of adds something a little bit fun to the walls. In our living room we've got artwork up, in our bathroom we've got artwork up, and even if you have like a really like small wall, or you have just like a really awkward wall and you don't really know what to do with it, put a piece of art on there or just hang something on there, and it just kind of makes the space all come together and look so much more put together. Or even like photos, putting photos on the walls is a great option. So whether that is like small little Polaroids that you want to start, or whether it's like little photo frames, again, it's a great space filler idea, and it just kind of makes your home a little bit more personal when you have photos up, I feel. So my next tip I feel like is very obvious, but that is to keep it clean. If your home is clean, it is automatically going to make you feel a lot better. It's going to look more put together, and it's just going to look more polished. So my next tip is to utilize as many home decor items as possible. So whether that is candles and diffusers, whether that is plants, whether that is lamps or ornaments or mirrors or taller items with smaller items on things, I really feel like this is when your home truly comes together. I feel like a home is not a home without house plants. I know that like in our last place when we didn't have any greenery in our place, it kind of just felt like there was something missing. So when we moved to this flat, I knew that one of the things I really wanted to do was introduce a lot of greenery. It just helps to make your home feel a little bit more fresh. Mirrors are a great option for making a room feel a lot bigger. If you feel like your room is quite small, chuck a mirror up on a wall. I think utilizing not just like desk lamps, but also like floor lamps. So if you don't have any room on a bedside table, put like a floor lamp in the room just for a little bit of something extra with lighting, and it just kind of creates a different vibe. I think fairy lights can also be a great one because you can kind of just hang them up and they don't really have to sit on like a table or a desk or like a bookcase or something. My next tip is kind of like once everything has kind of been set up, and that is to see what is missing. So once you have all your basic items in and you kind of have like your main kind of set up, just kind of have a look and see what's missing. Like, is there a top cupboard that needs a plant? A rug that could tie your whole living room together? Is there a mirror that could tie your whole bathroom together? Again, this is where like researching will come in really handy. Even just with friends and family, kind of getting their opinions on what you think could be missing from your flat. It could be a piece of art. You won't know unless you kind of try things and move things around and kind of see what works where. Okay, my next tip is to don't buy what you can't store. So I feel like this is where it gets kind of difficult for people, because they see a whole bunch of stuff that they really want, and they're like, oh, I'm just gonna buy that and then I'll sort it out later, and then it just ends up in a corner of the room and it ends up really cluttered, and it just takes forever to sort through. Only bring stuff into your flat that you know you can store away. And the same goes for furniture. Like, you don't want to be buying a whole lot of furniture or furniture that is crazy big when it just won't fit in your flat. Make sure you take measurements, make sure you find furniture that is going to complement your flat and your space, and make sure that you declutter a lot of the time, especially if you have a smaller apartment. You want to make sure that you're constantly monitoring what's coming in and what's going out. And then my last tip is that your flat or your house is a reflection of you, or like an extension of you, if that makes sense. So basically you just want to make sure that your living space, whether that is a home or an apartment or a flat, that your personality is coming through, and it kind of shows who you are as a person, and that basically just shows what you can do with the space, shows your creativity, shows your flair, shows your kind of thing on what you're good at. If someone walks in, they're like, oh yeah, this is such like a you kind of place. So there we go guys, those are all of my tips for styling and organizing a flat. Hopefully you got something out of this video, and hopefully it helped some of you guys out. Well, some of these tips were actually inspired by the Kmart masterclasses. I would highly recommend checking them out. I think it's just like the Kmart masterclass.co. something, I don't know. You could, if you just search up Kmart masterclass into Google, it should pop up. Let me know what you guys decide to do with your place. Send me photos of how you've organized certain things. I'm very interested to know. And if you guys have any other tips, then leave your tips down below so we can all kind of help each other out. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.